Hi, my name is Laura, also known as Sleep Nurse UK, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first video. I don't know if it'll ever see the light of day. I am not very technical. You will not believe how long it's taken me, with some help of my daughters, to set this up. But here we are, and I thought I'd give it a go. The reason for making this video today is I thought it'd be really good just to tell you a little bit about my story, why I became a sleep consultant. And I think that's so important because when you choose to work with a sleep consultant, it's great looking at their CV, what families they've worked with, looking at their social media, but I really think it's almost a leap of faith that you're taking to work with that person. And I felt like that my backstory as to why I became a sleep consultant is so important in my journey, and who I am as Sleep Nurse UK. So I felt like longer form video might be the best way to go through that, hence why I'm here. So this video is just going to be about me and my experiences with quite severe sleep deprivation. So I qualified as a paediatric nurse. It's 21, almost 21 years ago now. And I've worked in a variety of settings, both in the hospital. I also went on to qualify as a health visitor, and I did that for quite a few years. And I have to say, I absolutely love working with children and their families. I have 3 children. My eldest daughter is almost 13, my middle daughter is 9, and my little boy is 3. And it wasn't until I had my 3-year-old that I really experienced severe sleep deprivation. I'll call him M for the purposes of this video. And M was born with quite severe reflux. I can just remember those early days. He used to cry and cry and cry, and nothing I did would settle him. He had moments where he was nice and relaxed and happy, but especially in the evenings, I remember from like about 4 o'clock would hit and he'd be so unsettled. We found out he had allergies, so he was allergic to wheat, soya, and also dairy. And I breastfed M, excluded all them from my diet, which was quite hard. But he was not a good sleeper, and that really was from when he was born. And I think that's just due to the amount of pain and discomfort he felt. And quite quickly, to survive, we settled into a daily pattern. So in the evenings, I would take M up to bed with me at about 7 o'clock. I would feed him because he generally cluster feed for about 2 hours. So till about 9 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, I'd bring him back downstairs and I would give him to my husband. And my husband would generally sit with him upright, which was his favourite position because of his reflux. Watching TV. I think my husband rewatched the whole of Breaking Bad, the amount of nights he'd sat up with him doing that. Up until about midnight, and then my husband would bring back up to me, and that was really when my night shift would begin. So I'd have like those 3 hours sleep, and for most of the night, I was awake with him. He would settle for very brief periods, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. He was constantly up, wriggling about, wanting feeding. And I really feel like a lot of the feeds he had were for comfort. You could see he was in distress. And I think the breastfeeding not only was great for him because he was close to me and that brought comfort to him, but also the action of taking milk down really helped him swallow anything that was coming back up. And that was how my night would go. I'd probably average maybe 2 hours sleep on a good night. I can remember doing all sorts to try and get him to sleep. So I would get the white noise. We got the next to me crib to see if that would help so I could transfer him so he'd be right next to me. I even remember dragging the heavy pram upstairs because I thought at least if I get him in the pram, I could rock it at the same time. That didn't work. And so it just went on. I got tireder and tireder as the days went on. The respite I got in the day would be during my husband's lunch break. So about 12 o'clock, I knew I'd get about an hour's sleep, and that would see me through till 7 o'clock, where we'd start all over again. And I can remember feeling really embarrassed that this is what we were doing, because all the years training I'd had, all the families I'd worked with, as a health visitor, I gave like basic sleep advice to families. And I thought, how can I have said that to all these people and then I can't even fix it for my own son? It left me feeling really isolated. I think most days I was just going through the motions. I remember going to baby groups and I'd be there in body, but in mind I was just thinking, oh, I can't believe I've got another night tonight where I'm going to be up all night. And I also remember feeling some anxiety starting to come. We'd go out for a family day out, and if it hit about 5 o'clock, I would start clock watching and thinking, right, I need to get home because I need to get the girls' tea on. I need to have a shower, get my pajamas on so I could be in bed for 7, because then I knew I could cluster feed him and get those first couple of hours sleep. This went on. We sought help for his reflux, so he did have meds. And we were under an amazing team at a hospital, which is great for allergies, but the sleep deprivation just continued. He continued to not be a great sleeper or waking consistently through the night. It was when he was coming up to about a year old that I really started to think, is this it? Have I just got to sort of hold on and at some point he's going to sleep? But I also knew it was coming up to the time where I had to go back to work. And I just can remember thinking I might have to give my notice in, because I know I won't be safe in a clinical area when I've had so little sleep. And I also thought, which nursery is going to accept him? Because the only way he would sleep in the day would be to be held upright. We had like this grey rocking chair that we used to sit in, and I'd just sit in it and let him have like his hour, 2 hour nap, because I could not get him to take it any other way. And I can remember thinking, have I got to take this massive chair into nursery and say, I know all the other babies have got a cot, but my child will only sleep if you sit with him in this giant grey rocking chair. So all these things were going around in my mind, the guilt, like the frustration, the anxiety, the isolation, feeling it was my fault. And I remember going to a baby group and somebody mentioned that they knew somebody who'd worked with a sleep consultant. I can honestly say my initial thought was, there is no way this person is going to be able to help us. I thought, we are too far gone. There is nothing that she can do that is going to change this for us. And I think my husband felt the same way. We were very skeptical. And also, I was so tired. Like every day, it was such an effort. And I thought, I have not got the energy to tell somebody all my problems, all the things we're doing at night, for it not to work. I had no energy to even think about the idea. A few weeks passed, and I think we were just getting so you just get so lost in the situation. I couldn't see a way out. We thought, let's give it a go. And that's when we met Daisy, who was a sleep consultant, and we told her everything we were doing. And it was so reassuring for somebody to say, I've heard that before. You're not on your own with what you're doing. No shame. I can help. And that was just such an amazing thing to hear, that somebody could say, yeah, I can fix this for you. So we had a plan that we followed. We worked closely with Daisy, and within 2 weeks, our little boy was napping independently. So I could put him down in the next to me crib, and he'd go asleep. Within, I'd say about 3.5 weeks, because I think I can remember, I've got it all written down somewhere on my phone. I can remember he was unwell at one point. So it did knock the sleep back a little bit, but within sort of 3.5 weeks he was sleeping through. So I'd put him down at about 7, and he would sleep through until about 7 the next morning. Now he is the best sleeper in the house. Like, compared to both my daughters, he is absolutely amazing. And it's so strange, because when I look back now, I can't believe how little sleep we were surviving on. It blows my mind that as a family, that's what we were going through. Going through that experience, I think, really shaped my passion for wanting to help other families and to become a sleep consultant. I feel like everything sort of came together for me. So all my experience of being a children's nurse, a health visitor, infant feeding, my own experience with that severe sleep deprivation, I feel it is all come together to lead me to sleep consulting. And if I can help another family, like I know that sleep consultant helped us, I think what an amazing thing to do. So I have now got my sleep consultant accredited qualification, and you can find me at sleepnurse.uk. Please feel free to drop me a message, a DM, all the other ways that you can contact me if you have any questions. But I just thought it was really important to sort of tell my story, because I feel like there will be somebody out there who watches this who is probably in a similar situation to me. And you, even if maybe I say that, but maybe you've got a completely different situation, an older child, you're not getting that sleep. It can make you feel so isolated. And I think, particularly as parents, like, it's that mum guilt, isn't it? You take it on yourself and you sort of think, I'm to blame, somehow I've got us into this. And I think you internalize everything and blame yourself. So to anybody who's watching, I just want to say you are not alone. I think I put on a front a lot of the time when I went to baby groups and maybe met up with friends when I actually did leave the house, because I was just in survival mode. And I just want to say to you, it doesn't have to be like that. There are, whether you work with a sleep consultant or not, there are so many things that you can do, and support out there. So I'd just like to say you are not alone. It's not your fault, and please never feel embarrassed. I had all that training, like everything I knew, and I just couldn't figure it out how to fix it. I was too far in it. And I think that is the joy of being a sleep consultant, that you can come in as somebody completely unattached from the situation, and it's really giving a new perspective of, right, I can see what's happening here. Let's do this, and get you some sleep. So yes, that is my first video. Will I figure out how to edit and upload this? Who knows? If this is live on YouTube, I have figured it out. Please subscribe to this channel for all my upcoming videos. I've got some great videos planned. And I thought my next video, it'd be great to talk about what actually does a sleep consultant do, what does it actually look like when you book a call with me, and what is the journey, because I think that's really important. I know when me and my husband first learned about a sleep consultant, we were like, what is she going to do? Is she going to like come and stand next to the cot every night? Or is she going to sit in our famous sort of grey chair and hold him so we can get to sleep? She didn't do either of those things, but you know, I think it'll be good to explain what a sleep consultant does. So anyway, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.